So, hello everyone and welcome back to another very loud video. So, as promised, today I'm running the modded GTX 570. I did add that little voltage measurement thing that I was talking about later. I just didn't really feel like doing it on video, like the evening. But yeah, so you can't see the multimeter nor the temperature. Can you see it now? Yeah, you can just about see it. I don't really know what to do about the multimeter. If I was watching the video, I would want to see it. So, see if I can put it here where my water cooling mounting is. Is the cable even long enough? Oh, come on. Okay, it was holding for like an hour. Why is it doing that now? Just stay. Is it gonna stay now? I guess it is. So you can't see the minus, but the upper one is minus. So come on. Why is this so hard now? Now the reading is wrong. There. Yeah, this is just gonna fall out again. So, for the future I won't be doing these kind of mods because the phase change just wiggles them out. So, they are like useless. What did I do for it to hold so well the first time? I had it from like here. Okay, and the moment I sit down, I can't really do anything about that because if my probe is too small, I can't screw that down. Like I can't screw the probe down into it. It just kind of has to hang there. Okay, so now you can see the voltage and the temperature. And now I forgot if I already ran 1050 or if it crashed 1050. I just tried to run it. So that's a nice 6 minutes of probe setting up. Well, I actually had like 2 minutes that I'm gonna cut off at the beginning. Anyway, so the voltage reading is now behind the core. It's not at the VRM anymore, and you're gonna see the voltage drop like 30 millivolts. And here we go. And it crashed. This core is bad. Though to be fair, we're not at very high voltage. At least it's not going into safe mode, is it? Yeah, it's just going back to... Yeah. So at least that's cool, I guess. Yeah, so I guess we get to pump more voltage. The one problem is, this 6-phase is... like, it's a pretty good 6-phase. It's just a lot less powerful than the 8-phase you get on the 580. And this thing gets really hot. So I've actually been kind of worried about blowing up the VRM. And why did it go to idle voltage now? I need that. Okay, so that should give us around 1.3 underload, 1.29. It can't be that hard to do 1050, right? Like... well, I guess Fermi really scales with cold. Wait, 1 point? Oh, so it's idle. Like, I guess Fermi scales with cold a lot, so... like, I remember the random GTX 570 that Buildzoid had once on LN2, and it did like 1200 core. Though that might have been just like a lucky core, and this one isn't. This is literally just the only 570 I have, and it's gonna become an E-Power anyway. I was just like, hey, let's see what it can do before I kill it. Well, 1050 seems to run now. VRM meltdown condition. Jesus, that's hot. Yeah, you can't hold your finger for like more than a second to that. As far as I know, the MOSFETs this one has are rated to 150 degrees. So, like, it has some pretty high-end MOSFETs. It just has 6 phases of them instead of 8. And only one high side instead of 2, compared to the 580 directs you to. And usually the high side is actually the one that blows up. Like, I'm not entirely sure I understand why. Because, like, your low sides are the ones that need to handle a lot of current, because those get the low voltage. And the high sides get 12 volts. So they don't have to handle as much current, but maybe because they're constantly switching or something, is like, basically the high side is the one that usually blows up. I'm not sure I've ever seen a blown up low side, to be honest. I think they're always just like good enough so that the high side blows up first. So yeah. So when looking at VRMs, I'm usually fixated on how much current the low side can handle, but then like, that's not the part that's gonna blow up. Also, we're getting quite good voltage. I guess GT2 isn't as taxing as I thought. Or it's in safe mode, that could also be a thing. Like, if it's at stock clocks, it's gonna draw a lot less power than than when it's at like over a gigahertz. Because I was peaking at the power meter when it was doing 1 gigahertz at 1.25 volts. I'll turn off. It was pulling like 440 watts at the wall, so that's probably like around 380 to 400 watts into the GPU. So yeah. Oh yeah, also I should have been saying, so I've been looking to, I haven't implemented it for this one, because I've just kind of been wanting to run the card and not really wanting to wait for anything else. But I've been thinking of ways to get rid of the phase change noise. And I had an idea. Okay, we passed, but it's being weird. It pretty much just crashed. Oh no. Come on. Oh, now the driver crashed. Just show me my score. Okay, my physics score sucks. I don't actually know if that's good. Yeah, I think it is. I guess like a 580 gets like 5,000 when it's like stock. I don't know what this one gets stock. I should have run it stock. Let's run it stock. Oh yeah, we like properly crashed the driver. So now we find out if it has a code bug. But anyway, so I've been thinking of getting rid of the phase change noise from the microphone, and I've had the idea of using my phone, like keep using my phone as the microphone as I'm doing right now, and then splicing it, like sending the audio to my PC instead of recording it on the phone, and then sending that through RTX voice, because my daily system has a 2080 Ti in it, so it can do RTX voice, and maybe that way it's gonna get rid of the audio problem. Oh no, we wanted to do a stock run. Mark. How's the back of the core looking? It's looking okay. Yeah, this one puts out a lot of heat, so the ice behind the core like melts very, very quickly. And this one turned off too, did it? Yeah. Also, you can just see that we are like minus 49 just idling. And oh yeah, LOD is also on. It's at +3, which is set to be the best for Firestrike. Because I don't care about 3D Mark rankings, I care about HWBot rankings. And HWBot allows it. Speaking of HWBot, cheap ass chips round 2 started, and yes, I'm competing. I might actually get one of the cards today. Because DHL told me something's coming in today. I ordered several different things. I don't really know what it is. Like I bought 3 cards for cheap ass chips, 1 HD 4550 and 2 HD 4530s. Then I bought a GTX 250, which I purely wanted for the VRM and the fact that it was very cheap. And then I bought a, I finally bought the thing from Bartek's store that I've been meaning to buy for like 3 months now, which is like the proper GPU mounting bracket for this, because this is just a CPU, like you can see these holes there. That's just a CPU bracket that I drilled more holes into so it would fit GPUs, which like works fine, as you can see. It's just really, really annoying to mount, and I think the mount quality is not the best, because like the screws are fairly long and stuff. So I ordered a GPU mounting kit, which also comes with like a back plate. I don't think I'm gonna be able to use it with many things, because like as soon as you solder anything behind the core, you can't really use it anymore. But for the cards where I can use it, it's gonna come in handy, I think. And also just it's gonna come with like shorter screws, because it won't have like this thick plastic bracket. It's gonna have like a thinner metal one. So yeah, that one's not the thing that's coming today though, because that's not being sent by DHL. Okay, 17 minutes in, minus the stuff I cut out in the beginning. We're finally getting our baseline, because I forgot to run one. I was like, nah, I don't need one. Then I looked at the score and was like, I have no idea if that's good. Okay, so 4,500, let's call it, stock. I still have no idea. This should be like 1,500 points higher. Maybe this update thing is messing with it. Yeah, I don't actually know what's messing with this. It should be scoring better. And it did before I started recording. I got like a 22... Yeah, I got like basically 1,000 points more before I started recording. Yeah, though, so 4,500 stock. So I guess our... What did we get? 60... Let's run this again. Actually, I want to test something right away. I want to know right away if the memory has cold scaling. Because this is Hynix. This is the first time I've run Hynix 1 gigabit AFR cold. So I want to know if it has cold scaling. I think I remember something about at ambient of the chips like losing clock the longer you run the card. So there is a bit of temperature scaling involved. I just don't know if they scale to sub-zero temperatures too. So if it does 2400 now, it might, because I'm not actually sure where the card maxes out on memory. And also for Fermi, a big part of how well your memory does is your memory controller. That's in the core, and the core is sub-zero now. So yeah, the chips themselves are like, they're not even that cold. Just shows you how much power this thing draws. Like, it's honestly like, yeah, this has like a super low ASIC quality, so this is probably like up there with the leakage, which explains why the VRM runs so hot. Because it's like, for what I know, it might very well be like drawing like 50 or 75 watts extra compared to like a good ASIC quality core at the same voltage and clocks. Which also means this is probably gonna scale very well with voltage. I just don't know how much the VRM can take, actually. Like, another 580 VRM is damn nigh indestructible. I'm not so sure about this one. It's like a nicer VRM. Like, normal 570s come with a 4-phase, and this one comes with a 6 and better MOSFETs. Like, it should be slightly better than the reference 580 VRM. And it's like powering a core with only 480 cores instead of 512, which is not that big of a difference. Like, it's only 32 cores. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm not actually sure where the VRM maxes out. Like, the thing is, I don't really want to blow it up because I want to turn this into an E-Power. Or I guess, I mean, this would have been, like, this E-Power wouldn't have been used on a 780 Ti or something like that anyway. This would have gone onto, like, maybe a 680, but I don't have any 680s too. Well, actually, I have the 760s, but I wanted to keep those on the stock VRM. But like I would have used this E-Power for like lower power stuff anyway. So if I lose a phase, shouldn't be that big a deal actually. Or like I could probably find one of those high side MOSFETs somewhere and just replace it. That's a nice part of discrete MOSFET VRMs. If you blow up the VRM, assuming you're not burning a hole into the PCB, you just replace the MOSFET and there you go, it works again. Sometimes it takes out the driver, but I didn't have that happen yet. In that case, I would have to get a new driver chip as well. Okay, yeah. So I guess that's an okay score. Should I save that? I'm gonna save that. I'm not gonna make screenshots yet. I don't have a folder for this one. No, I don't. GTX 750 direct CO2. And this is a... Oh, did it open the thing twice? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna call it. Oh, put the spelling mistake in it. Yeah, because I wanted to, like, I record the main and the GPU score, because those are the two rankings there are on HWBot. Anyway, does it keep going? I kind of doubt this runs. Not at this voltage, but it might. It might. Minus 46, yeah, this is actually like one of the most hottest running cards that I've run on phase change yet. Like, 46, yeah, I mean it's in line with the 580s. Like, basically 500 series are the hottest running cards on phase change I have. So like, yeah, actually sometimes these get into the low and it crashed, yeah, just as expected. But the memory does do 2400 now, which is cool. So I guess we could... Oh no, the driver crashed. I'm just gonna make a clock shortcut. Actually, yeah. Let's do that. Make a clock shortcut for that. And restart the thing, because driver's messed up. But yeah, I guess I could just keep pushing the memory, but then again, like, I'm willing to go up to 1.45 volts on this. The VRM should survive, like, a short fire strike one. I was thinking of also doing GPU Pi. Man, the capture card is so useful. Because my monitor, like, always takes a long time to actually display the image, and sometimes you're already past the BIOS splash screen. But the capture card picks it up right away. So on the preview in OBS I can see what's on my screen, even when the actual screen doesn't display it yet. Okay, let's try 1070 core. Actually, okay, I'm doing a dumb thing. You shouldn't push two sliders at once. But I'm kinda... Well, I'm not so confident about the core. I'm kinda confident about the memory. Because this stuff seems to like cold. Like 2400 on Hynix AFR is kinda high. That's like... Yeah, the one card with AFR that did end up scaling with voltage for some reason ended up like that. For water cooling. So... Yeah. I still don't know why that one card scaled, like all the other cards I tried didn't. And that's also mainly the story I've heard from other people, like the Hynix 1 gigabit AFR just doesn't scale, neither does 2 gigabit MFR. 2 gigabit AFR does scale a little bit, but 1 gigabit doesn't. Okay, it doesn't instantly crash, that's... Oh, it is having problems though. Yeah, okay. Oh, did we kill the driver again? Damn it. Oh wait, actually it's not giving me the weird error thing. So let's just dial that back. So why does it say install here? I'm not connected to the internet. You know, thinking about it, NVIDIA should really add a function to RTX Voice where you can, like, get rid of noise in recordings. Because I could just take the recording from this, plug it into RTX Voice, and get, like, a processed version of it, like, basically instantly. But as it stands, it only, like, supports live audio, and looks like we crashed even sooner now at lower clocks. Huh. Oh, now we killed the driver, okay. Oh, did I just press shut down? No, please, Yeah, it's like fully off now. Shit. Hold boots. I can actually tell you when I see something. Okay, now I see. Yeah, okay, now it actually shows something on my screen when I was about to tell you when it doesn't. Usually it only shows something on my screen like by now when I get the starting Windows thing. Okay, does it actually not do 2500? Because it got into the run like a lot farther before. Is it just the temperature? Alright, minus 48. That's better than before. Also, how's the condensation doing? Still fine. Oh, that might also be a thing. Like, I didn't insulate anything on the card. That might be a reason, though. Like, there's not really anything like going past the core. Like, the memory, it doesn't have even water droplets on it. It's completely dry. Like, the core seems to just be putting out enough heat so that it doesn't actually freeze all the way to the memory. Yeah, so it is artifacting. Actually, that looks like core artifacting, that triangle thing there. Do we actually have to restart, or do we just need to... Yeah, we do have to restart. The driver completely died. Oh, wait, no, not this. Okay. I'm going to increase vCore again. Well, actually, I can't right now, because I need underload. I need to drink something. Where's my water? I should also eat something. Like, I quite literally got out of bed, added the voltage measurement thing to the card, set it up and started recording. So, yeah, I should eat something once this is done. Okay, so I guess we're going 1.4 volts. If the VRM doesn't blow up now, then I guess it can take everything. Oh, that's the wrong way. Actually, where? Yeah. Actually, let's go all the way. Let's go send it. There we go. Okay, it's gonna be like 1.42 under load, but yeah. So if the core doesn't do well now, I guess it's just a sad core. So that was... Oh, it doesn't. It only shows shader clock. So that was 1100. Should we? Okay, let's do 1100. If it does 1100 now, that's actually kind of a good sign. If it doesn't, yeah, this is just a sad core. Like, I mean, it does make sense. High leakage likes it cold. I probably just need LN2 for this one to clock well. Like, Fermi seems to pick up quite a lot, going from like... Oh, damn. It's like proper dead now. Sheesh, what happened? It's not even running the benchmark yet. Why did it crash? Like, what? So I guess we're in safe mode now. Okay, so we might actually have some memory related stuff, because that kind of thing. Yeah, we are at we would get more voltage if it... Yeah. Okay, so we might have... Or maybe the memory's just heating up and it doesn't do 2400 anymore. Let's just dial the memory back and only push the core, and once we like know where the core is, like, it's not gonna be 1200, it's gonna be, like, if we're lucky, slightly above 1100. Damn, this core's actually so, like, Fermi, well, 400 series are really boring. Sub-Zero, because they don't scale. Like, they just don't scale with voltage. Not even with phase change. Like, with LN2, sure. Like, because they run full port. So that's like almost minus 200. Yeah, minus 50 or minus 40, and then the actual GPU temperature is probably like minus 35 or minus 30. They don't really care, and 580s is better, but kinda a similar story. Well, they don't really care that much. Like, you see, like 1100. A good... Well, actually, this is a 570, because I'm going with 580 logic here. And the probe fell out again. Because, like, from what I'm seeing here, like from what I saw from testing this card at Ambient, and from what I've heard from other people, 570s are like really bad at core clocks. Like, they clock a lot lower than 580s do. So 1100 on this one is actually probably pretty good. Because, wait, what's actually the highest? Did I get a 1200 ever on a 580? I might have gotten a 1200 on a 580. I'm not so sure. I got over 1100. Oh yeah, it's having problems. Okay, that red stuff kind of looked like memory. We might have a moisture problem. So let's try this. If this doesn't run, then we have a core problem. If this runs, then we have a memory problem. Or maybe that's just negative scaling on the... Like, I've seen it, that at some point we give it more voltage and it rolls over, because I guess it just gets too hot. So we might actually need to lower the voltage. Yeah, it's like not doing anything at all, it's just super dead. So I'm gonna actually lower the voltage to 1.4. So I guess, yeah, like, this thing's probably, like, very... I mean, it's Fermi. It isn't 400 series, those are way worse. But, 500 series still scale very, very much with just raw temperature. Like, usually you see, like, from going to -50 to -200, you see much less of a difference than going from, like, +30 to -20. But on Fermi, which just scales with raw temperature, you see a much, much bigger difference. Okay, so this one does an artifact. Yes, it was probably voltage, actually. Yeah, it's running pretty hot. We're going into the low 40s. Also, the phase change probably become, like, saturated by now. Like, the compressor's been running, like, I'm about 40 centimeters away from the compressor, and I can really, really feel how hot the air next to me is. Like, coming from that compressor. So, like... Did it just crack? Oh my god. What's the problem? Like, this cat... Like, GT1's the core test. The memory is stock. Why did it just crash? I should have really started with GPU Pi. That one's always quick. It could also be that my mount is really bad. Because I've seen that on the 580 that I ran. It like hardwalled pretty hard, and then I remounted it, and it did like not that much more, but like a noticeable amount more on core. I guess I'm just gonna wait to get the proper GPU bracket for that though. Maybe run the card again then. Like yeah, like I can't make e-powers in my new place. I have to go to the old place and make it there, because I don't have a workshop here, and I kind of need the workshop. Also just because, yeah. Not just because I don't have access to tools I need, it's also because just fiberglass and copper dust in the air is not good for you, and you definitely don't want to have it in the same room that you sleep in, which is gonna be the case if I do it here. Yeah, this thing is like, the ice behind the core is starting to melt from the middle. Like around the prod-lyzer. This thing's running, and the probe's gone again. I want to just stay now. It's just gonna fall out again. Like, I can see it vibrating. Yeah. Maybe I could, yeah. Let's do that. I'm gonna find the other... I have a different multimeter with other probes that should fit better. think we were in safe mode, right? Or at least we scored like safe mode. Yeah, that totally wasn't at... Wait, 950? Oh, memory. Oh yeah, no, we were at stock. Let's just stay safe with the memory. Oh, no, it crashed again. So I'm gonna take this. So this probe should fit a lot better . Oh man. I don't know why I always do this. I always do Firestrike and then it doesn't go well. And then I go like, let's just do GPU-Z. Because I think benching Firestrike just kind of takes a bit too long for a video. Also, it's like, you never get the, like for Firestrike, because it takes so long, you never get the score you want in the session where you first run it. So, because like, yeah, like basically you need to know already what kind of clocks to put in, and then just make a couple runs and then you get your score. Because like by now where the phase change is like really, really hot. Should pin this to taskbar. Hello? Okay, so 1080. Damn it, it's hot. I'm gonna... I've opened the windows fully now. So far so good, as long as we're not in safe mode. What's the temperature at? Off, right. 44, 43, yeah. Phase change is about plateaued now, like we're not getting... Yeah, the temperature is not gonna get better. I did see some artifacting towards the end, so we are probably not in safe mode. Now it just needs to not crash. Wait, 1.287? What? Or did it go into safe mode at the end of GT1? Because I doubt we have like 120 millivolts of V-droop. Yeah, we went to save mode. Yeah, it crashed right at the end of GT1 and then just... yeah. Okay, I'm thinking right now, do I keep trying for 3D Mark? Or do I just... Because like GPU Pi is a lot more fun to bench. It's like it's shorter and it's like when it crashes it's much less of a deal than it is with 3D Mark. It's also not that much to look like though. Like that's all you get. It's just numbers. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of really how it works. Like, this is the first time the card goes sub-zero. You never get any good scores the first time you go sub-zero on a card. Especially when it's like one that puts out a lot of heat, because your phase change just kind of gets saturated with heat. So, yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it works. Like, I could just make another benching video. Okay, it takes pretty much exactly 1 minute at stock. Let's see if it can actually... Like, GPU Pi generally gives you better core clocks than 3D Mark, because it's less, like, load. Oh, did it crash? No, just takes long. Okay, 41. That's nice. I'm just gonna do this already for screenshots, because GPU Pi only runs like in the GPU itself as far as I know, so it really doesn't care about like overhead. You can just run whatever you want at the same time, and the score shouldn't really change. Like let's just test that. So 41.111. Let's run it again with like CPU-Z and GPU-Z open, and we shouldn't see, like, I mean, of course it's gonna be a little bit different, but we shouldn't see that big of a difference. Oh, now it crashed, right. Let's run it again. Yeah, it also doesn't reset your settings when it crashes. Because GPU Pi is like a pure compute workload. It doesn't even care that, like, to an extent, it cares about memory, but on most cards, you can actually lower your memory clock to get better core stability, which we maybe should do here. Like on super low-end cards, it does care about memory clock, but on like basically everything else, it only cares about core clock. Yeah, we actually got better with GPU Pi open, GPU-Z and CPU-Z open now. So let's actually do this. Okay, maybe not lower it that much. Stock is 1900, right? Let's just put it to stock. Let's see. I don't think that will run, but hey, let's try it anyway. It doesn't instantly crash. I guess GPU-Z is also just fun because you get super high frequency, which just kind of feels good, I guess, even though you know it's just because it's GPU Pi. But hey, now the 570 is doing 1150. Opening the window might have also helped. No, it didn't. Minus 40. Okay, but 39 milliseconds. That's already cool. Where's my screenshot.exe? There we are. Just gonna plop. Do we dare? I guess we dare, but I guess we'll find out that it doesn't. Oh, maybe? Maybe it actually does. Wow. I would have expected like an insta crash. Okay, yeah. So this is why I like. This is why I love GPU Pi. It's just really cool. Also, it's like it's basically the closest you can get to just core clock validations. Ah. Okay, let's just do it once more. It came pretty close. But yeah, like you have your CPU Z validations for CPU clock. This is basically GPU clock validations. Because again, like it doesn't care about memory that much, and like whatever CPU you run it on, even what operating system you run it on, shouldn't really matter. Okay, now it's just... Can we do that? We might have to wait a little bit between runs, because I guess it just gets hot. We could also just bump the voltage. Ah, now it crashed. Oh! We blew up the VRM. So at least it doesn't power on anymore. And now I turn off the phase change on accident. Okay. So I guess we either hit our current protection, or we actually... Well, I don't see any fire, but it was only getting 100 millivolts when it turned back on. Can we... Like, the phase change doesn't like being jump-started like this. I'm just gonna... Yeah. The VRM's done. Okay, benching session's over. We blew up the VRM. That's rather abrupt. Okay, now I need to fix the VRM. This is not gonna become any power anytime soon then. Yeah, I don't really know what's wrong with the VRM though. Like it didn't blow up in the classic sense, but it doesn't put out voltage anymore. It's not the mod, we have it set higher. Yeah, well, I guess we get to make another diagnosis video on this one. Okay, let's get the card out before like all the ice melts and gets into the... Sheesh. You see that? That's ice. That's proper ice. Okay, I'm just gonna put it down to dry. Okay, whoop, what's going on here? Okay, so, car blew up. Not in the classic sense, no fire, no smoke, but the VRM stopped working. This is gonna be an interesting fix, because I don't know what's wrong with it. Like, I would have just assumed the high side blows up, but it didn't. Like, the power supply, like, it kept running. It didn't, the power supply didn't shut down. It was just running and not putting out the right amount of voltage. So... it might also just be that something got wet, but, like, I don't think so. Maybe it overheated? Yeah, I don't really know. Anyway, the session's now over. Not by my choice, the card decided that. Yeah, I guess I'll make a video trying to figure out what's wrong with the card. And then we'll see if I can get it fixed. Maybe run it again. I'm probably gonna test it a little bit off screen, like what kind of clocks we can get, and then like do the actual score runs on video, or like maybe actually try to live stream it. So yeah. Session's over. Card blew up. Card dead. This is I think this is the first. Well, I had a 480 that started artifacting, but that one then stopped when I dried it off. So it was probably just moisture. So this is like the first time I think that I actually killed a card. Well, I had a fuse blow up on a 780 once, but like that was just a fuse. There was actually nothing wrong with it. It just the fuse blew, because I guess it's too low a spec. Yeah, I think this is the first time that I killed it. No, actually, I blew up the 460 SE. I blew that one up. Yeah, but this is the first time it dies in video. So yeah. That would be it then. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this shit show, I guess. That at least now I can put in the video that like card blew up, card dead, I kill the graphics card while overclocking to yeah, whatever. Yeah. So session's over. Didn't really get anywhere. I mean, it's the first session. Always in the first session you don't get anywhere. So maybe I should stop recording the first sessions and then like test them first and then do a proper score session, the recording. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna do in the future. Anyway, yeah, goodbye. Okay, so short add-on to the video. I've already found out what's wrong with the card, and it's actually not that big of a deal. So it is actually just a blown fuse. So I can show you. So we have a PCI Express fuse here, 6-pin fuse here, and then 2 fuses for the 8-pin right here. And then if we go over this, we see that the fuse is okay. These two also okay, and then the 6-pin fuse, no beeping, because the fuse is blown. So we blew up the 6-pin fuse. Now, fuses usually blow up because something went short circuit, but actually, well, I mean, if we trace it out, power plane goes here, goes through this inductor. Like, let's just check if the inductor is connected to this side of the fuse. It is, but it doesn't get through this part. So this is goes here, so it like, let's see, what? So it's powering. Yeah, it's powering like the upper 3 vCore phases and maybe 1 phase of the memory. But the thing is, if it was shorted through the memory or the core, like I can demonstrate, the memory resistance and the core resistance is low enough so that the multimeter will beep. So we should get a beep, if it was shorted through the core of the memory, but we don't. And if you measure the resistance, there's like core would have been 0.7 ohms, memory would have been like 60, but we get like a lot more. Yeah, it's actually outside the... Yeah. So, there's actually no short circuit here, the VRM is fine. That fuse blew up. Which I should have expected, honestly, because it's only 12 amps. This is 24, but the 6 and the 8 pin, like, they power each half of the V-core each, I think. Actually, can we test that? Let's remove the... No, actually, I put those self-tightening nuts on the back. I'm not gonna remove those, because those are a pain. So I'm just gonna assume that, because... You see this right there, right? So just from how it's laid out, I think, so from the 8 pin we get this power plane right here, goes to this inductor. And then there's a split right here that, like, this could have been connected, but it isn't. And then, because it kind of perfectly lines up with this, I think that the 8 pin just goes to these three lower phases. Then the 6 pin, which goes here, we see is connected to this part, which is probably this phase. So I think the 6 pin powers these 3 phases, and then the PCIe, which has this inductor over here, is probably both the memory phases, or maybe one of the memory phases powered by either the 6 or the 8 pin too. Now actually on the back it looks like it's all PCIe, because like, yeah. So this is the 8 pin, this is the extra thing that's added on, this is the 6 pin, and the 6 pin's connected to this. So you can see like 1, 2, 3 phases, 8 pin 1, 2, 3 phases, and then this one is probably this PCIe, which just goes into the memory phases. So because each of these is powering half the V-core VRM, we probably went over 24 amps on V-core. Which, actually, do I have a... I want to figure out how much that is. I'm bad at calculating, so I need a calculator. So 24 times 12 volts, 288 amps. No wait, that's like 288 watts? What? That doesn't make sense. Like 288 watts only? Like, yeah, this is a 12 amp fuse. And these are also both 12 amps, so because these are in parallel, this is effectively a 24 amp fuse. Can this thing only handle 288 watts? No surprise it blew up. Like, because, yeah, it's half the V-core VRM, so we'll have half the current go through this, which is a 12 amp fuse. So that means our total current was 24 amps, and we get 12 volts. That's 288 watts. What? That sounds like really low. How much does the memory pull on this? Or maybe my CPU pulls a lot more than I thought. Because 450 watts on the kilowatt meter. Or maybe you need to go like above 12, like maybe it handles 12 volts. But I'm not actually sure. Like, it should blow at over 12 volts exactly, but maybe it needs like 15, like 12 amps. Maybe it needs like 15 amps to blow or something like that. Like, would it make sense with 15 amps? That would have been 30 total. Yeah, that's 360 watts. That sounds a bit more realistic. But yeah, the fuse blew up. There's no short circuit in the VRM. So that's what I wanted to say. So we just need to, well, ideally I would replace the fuse. I think I already stole the PCI Express fuse from the one card that I cut up, so I don't have any replacement fuses, so please forgive me, I'm just gonna jump it. Don't do this, don't jump fuses. So yeah, that's what died on the card, so this is definitely repairable. I was kinda having like... Yeah, I was a little bit scared that like something in the PWM controller went wrong. Because I saw that, like, 100 millivolts of V-core, but that's probably just leakage that went through something else. But yeah, that's what's wrong with the card. Easy fix. And now the video is really over. Goodbye.